Flosstube, my name is Marie-Louise. This is my first ever Flosstube, so please bear with me and I apologise if it's not a good one. I'm quite nervous about doing this. I'm not used to talking to myself. I wanted to start a channel for a few years now because I would like to be a part of this Flosstube community. And also because I want to show you what I've been working on. I started stitching in 2019, I believe, and I discovered Flosstube when I was looking for advice on how to start a full coverage piece. That's when I came across Teresa Little Stitcher's channel and her videos called Cross Stitch Full Coverage Mini Series for Beginners. The name I have chosen for my channel is The Angry Stitcher. It's not because I'm an angry person. On the contrary, I'm not an angry person. The idea actually came from my father, because when he sees me watching YouTube, usually while I'm stitching, he says, "Are you watching The Angry Stitchers again?" instead of using the term cross stitcher. I found the play of words quite funny, so I decided to go with it. That's why I'm called The Angry Stitcher. I am now going to do the Know Your Needleworker tag so I can introduce myself. So, where do you live? I live in France, just outside of Paris. What do you do for a living? I'm a secretary in an orthopedic ward in a hospital in Paris. Do you have any children? Yes, I have 2 children. A daughter who's 9 years old and a son who is 14 months old. Do you have any pets? No, not at the moment because we live in a flat and animals in flats are not usually happy. I used to have a cat called Arthur when I was growing up, but he passed away a few years ago. He was an Angora cat, a black Angora cat. He was so soft and so cuddly. I loved him so much. What are your other hobbies? I do a bit of diamond painting, but mostly I do cross stitch, but sometimes I do get diamond painting out, but not enough to show any of it on the Flosstube. I got into crochet not long ago, but I'm not very good at it. I'm still learning the basics, so I'll see if that is something that sticks or not. What's my favourite film? Watching Flosstube a lot. I know that a lot of people say Harry Potter, and unfortunately these are my favourite films as well, the Harry Potters, and especially the third one, The Prisoner of Azkaban. I love that one. What's your favourite TV show? Don't really have one in particular. At the moment I'm watching the new series of Bridgerton. Series 3 has just come out. There's 4 episodes out in May and then another 4 in June, so I'm watching that at the moment. What's your favourite book? I'm not much of a reader anymore, mainly because I don't have enough time to sit down and read. And in the evening, I'm just too tired to concentrate on reading a book. What's your favourite music? I love musicals. My parents introduced me to musicals when I was younger, and since then I love listening to musicals, such as My Fair Lady, The Phantom of the Opera, Mamma Mia, and others. There's loads of others I love as well. What one word best describes you? If we're talking about my cross-stitch hobby, I would say organised. I enjoy spending time organising my WIPs and supplies so that I know where everything is. So that's it for the Know Your Needleworker tag. Now I'm going to move on to my WIP parade. So I have my notes in front of me, so excuse the rustling and looking down. So let's start off. My first WIP. I probably should get it out the project bag, excuse me. I thought I got it out, but I didn't. Excuse me about the noise I'm making. There we go. So, it is called Forest Calendar by Riolis. It's a kit. It's stitched on 14 count Aida by Zweigart, and I started this in January 2024 with the aim of doing a block a month, but I fell a bit behind. First, let me show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. There we go. And this is where I'm at. So I started, as I said, in January 2024 with the aim of doing a block a month, but unfortunately I fell behind. So I managed to do January, February and March, but then fell behind in April. So this is what I've done on April. So I'm going to try and catch up before my next Flosstube and do April, May and June, but with no promises. I'll try at least to catch up. We'll see how that goes. So that's it, Forest Calendar by Riolis. That's that one. Next one, sorry, put these over here because they'll make a noise if not. My next one is called Enchanted Pumpkin House. It's also a kit by Bothy threads. It's stitched on 14 count Ada, which is provided in the kit. This is what it will look like once it's finished. And this is where I'm at. So the fabric is a coloured one, like this. It's quite big, and it's all stitched in black. It's a monochrome piece, and this is what I've done so far. So not a lot. I don't know if you can see that. It's quite see-through, isn't it? Shall I try and put something behind? See if next time I should try and get a board. Is that better? Yes, that's a bit better. You can see a bit better there. So yes, then that's what I've done on Pumpkin House. Next one is called Christmas Pudding. I do not know by whom this is. I think I found this one on Etsy, but I'm not sure now because it was quite a while ago I started it. I am stitching it on a 16 count Ada colonial parchment. I started this actually in December 2020, so it is quite a while ago, so I can't remember where I got this, but this is what it will look like when it's finished. There we go. And so this is my fabric, so colonial parchment. Oops, pull the fez there. And this is where I'm at. I'll put something behind it again so you can see properly. And this is where I'm at. So I am nearly finished. I've only got the top bits with Classic Christmas written and the top of the border. So I'm not too far off the finish, but I haven't stitched this one in quite a while. I think I got frustrated because I didn't manage to do the top bits. I had to unstitch that a few times, and so I decided to put it in timeout. So yes, I quite like this one. This one was something I was going to do for my parents because they like Christmas pudding. So I've got to get it finished and maybe try and get it finished by Christmas so I can actually give it to them. So there we go, that's Christmas pudding. Excuse me while I roll these up again, because if not I'll end up with a happy mess next to me. There we go, that goes next to that. Next one is Home of a Needleworker. Also, I don't know where I got this one, it was a while ago as well, I can't remember when I started it. This is what it will look like when it's finished. And this is where I'm at. Oh sorry, it's stitched on a 36 count even weave café au lait 2/1. Whoops, that's upside down, sorry about that. And this is what I've done. Oh, same thing. Get something behind that because it is quite see-through. I should get a board for next time. I've got to think about that. Because my lighting, got the window next to me so the light is shining and you can't actually see. Yes, I've done the whole of the house. That was a big bit to do. And not actually that far off either, but just got to get them done. I quite like this one. I think I'll probably have this one out somewhere in my living room once it's done. There we go. Next one, I'll keep this one next to me so I can use it. Next one is Penguin Christmas Stocking by Durene Jones. I'm stitching this one on a 32 count even weave ecru 2/1. This is what it will look like when it's finished. I'm stitching this one for my daughter as a Christmas stocking. So I'm aiming to get it finished by Christmas. Will I get it done? I don't really know. I'm trying to anyway. I've got this one on Pattern Keeper. So this one at the moment, I started this in February 2024 and it is actually now at 10.70%, 10.70%. There we go. So let me show me. This one is still on Q-Snap because this one is one I try to work on when I get some time. So this is where I'm at the moment. So that's 10.70%. So that's quite good. I got nearly the whole penguin, 2 peasants, some back stitching already because I try and back stitch as I go. So yeah, quite good progress on that one. I'm quite happy and it looks quite nice. There we go. Next one is one I think pops up quite a lot on Flosstube. It's called Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. I'm stitching this one on a 32 count Murano Sandstorm. I started this in 2021. I can't remember when exactly, but it was in 2021. And this is what it will look like once it's finished. I started in the middle, so in this big block. So either then I'll go this way or this way, but this one's quite a big block as well. There's a lot of stitching in that. And this, so let me show you that middle block. Because this is quite a big fabric, so try and just get, oh, I've got to unroll most of it to be able to get it ready. Yes, this is what I've done. And I actually did the border for the next one as well ready, so I am going to go this way. I said one way the other, or say this that way since I've done the border for that one. So yes, nearly, I think I've got half the middle box done actually. I've got to move on to the next half of it now. Yeah. I'll fold this one back up just like this for now because it's big and I'll roll it properly later. There we go. That will go there. Next one is The Bride by Lavender and Lace. I'm stitching this one on a 16 count caramel macchiato. I started this in April 2020. This is what it will look like when it's finished. It's quite a pretty one. It's got beads and a specialty thread in it as well. But this one, I started it, got quite far with it, put some beads in as well, as you will see. Or hopefully you'll see them, I hope you will. Yeah, so I've done all this, and here you can see there she's got a bead here as an earring. There are beads here in her shoulder and some in her dress here, down here, that I've put in. And then I started doing this veil big. Let me put the TV behind it so you can see it properly. I started doing the veil. Can you see the veil there with this specialty thread? Can't remember what it's called now, and I went wrong and I got so frustrated and I couldn't get it right. So I like the other one, I put it in timeout and haven't picked it up since. So maybe seeing this one again will help me get back onto it. So there we go. Next is Elisabeth Weston by Hands Across the Sea Samplers. I'm stitching this one on a 36 count even weave Antique White Fabric Flare. I started this on the 4th of April 2021. This is what it will look like once it's finished. Excuse the glare. Probably get it out of the packet. The paper would be better to see. Yeah, so that's what it'll look like. It's a really beautiful one. It's a very big one, but I love it. And this is what I've done on it. I haven't done much on it. This is one I want to work on again. Seeing it again has given me, whoops, stay there you. Yeah, this is what I've done on it. Put something behind it again. There we go. The white would be better to see it properly. Yeah, so that's what I've done so far. Not much, yes, I've got to get back to it. This one's a big piece of fabric. You can't even see me behind it. Look how big it is. Can't even get it all in the frame, look. It's a big piece of fabric. It's going to be a big piece. And once it's finished, it'll be framed and it'll look beautiful. Next we have Longbourn by Owl Forest Embroidery. I'm stitching this one on a 28 count even weave opalescent white. This it was what it will look like once it's finished. Can you see that with the glare? Yes, it's okay like that. So it's the Bennett family. That's their house, Longbourn. And down here, so we have Jane and Lucy. Here we have Mr. and Mrs. Bennett, and here we have Mary, Kitty and Lydia. So the whole Bennett family with their home called Longbourn. Get it the right way up. Put something behind it. Hopefully you'll see some of the sparkles, I hope, I'll see. So I've done the bottom bit of the house and the tree next to it, and I've done Mrs. Bennett down here. Can you see the sparkle on the fabric? Is it picking up? I'm not quite sure. I can see it, but I'm not quite sure if it's going to pick it up. Sorry, yeah, a bit. But that's what I've done so far. So the next one is a reproduction of a sampler charted by MommaLovesYouGB, who also has a Flosstube channel, and it's called Mary A.G. Small 1863. So this is what it looks like. So it's stitched in green and reds. I'm stitching it in green and red as well, but I suppose you could use other colours if you wanted. So yes, that's a nice one. And I'm stitching it on a 32 count even weave manuscript, and I started this in August 2021. Is that the right way up? Yes, it is, like this. So behind it. And this is what I've done so far. Yes. I don't know if you can see, but in the background there's manuscript because there's writing, and I thought this one was quite a good one to use for a sampler. So that's that one. Next one is another one charted by a Flosstuber called StitchinMommy, and it's called Cat's Will and Testament. I'm stitching this one on a 32 count even weed that I tea dyed myself, and I started this in January 2022. This one I'm doing in memory of my cat Arthur, and my plan is probably to give this one to my parents as well. This one I do not have a cover picture for. Let me see if I can find it quickly on this one, on my tablets. Cat's Will Sorry, it's not. I should try and print out a cover picture for this one for the next ones. Stitching Mummy. There we go. Got a picture. Let me show you. I'm gonna manage to get it. I don't know if I'm going to manage to get it all in the frame. I'll try and show you like this. So this is it. It's the Will and Testament of a cat, and it goes down to the here. I'm not going to read it because it is quite long, but it's what a cat would want once it passes away. So yes, I'm doing this in honour of my late cat. And this is what I've done so far. Yes, I'm going to go back for this one because there. Yes, I've done quite a bit of it. Still got the border to do, but I've done a fair bit of the writing. Yeah, so that one is a nice one. Yes, I've had this cold for a while now and had a problem with my ears. At one point I couldn't hear anything anymore, so it was a bit of a problem hearing the children at work as well, being a secretary. If I can't hear properly, it's a bit annoying. Okay, let's move on. Next one is called Londra 1950 by Lilli Violette, and I'm doing this on a 14 count oatmeal Ada. This is what it will look like once it's finished. It's based on the series called The Midwife by the BBC, and it's midwives in London in 1950s who go to the mums' houses to help them deliver the babies. And so here we have the houses, the midwives, a pregnant mum, a pram, and down here we have Nonata's house. That's where the midwives live. It's they live with the sisters, and they're Londra 1950, and a stalker as well, bringing a baby. So yes, I like this one because I like the series called The Midwife. And this is what I've done so far. Sorry, I've got to move back a bit for this one. Yeah. Move closer. There's one of the, put something behind it. There's one of the midwives up there. And down here we have, sorry, this is a bit awkward to put behind because it's quite a big piece of fabric. I cannot hold it. Next time I will get a board because it is a bit difficult to hold it. I can't do this with paper, it's too big, sorry. Hopefully you can see, it's not too see-through and you can actually see that. And look, I've got a baby needle minder down there. Look at my cute little baby. Can you see him? that was a needle minder I made. So there we go. That's Nanata's house. So next one is a stamped cross-stitch kit from Joyce Sunday, and it's called Christmas Story, and it's on a 14 count Ada. And this is what it will look like when it's finished. That's a cute one with Father Christmas with a little girl asleep on him, reading her Christmas story. Okay, so just let me find this one, because this one I didn't get out from the packet. So this one, as I said, is a stamped cross-stitch kit, so it's a bit different from the others. It comes with the symbols already on it, and so you have just to cross-stitch over, and once you've finished it, you put it in to soak, and all these bits here will come out, and also the colours underneath will come out, so you'll just be left with the actual cross-stitch. That's quite a small one, so it's nice. I'm nearly finished. I've got the little girl to do. The Father Christmas is finished and all back stitched. Let me come in a little bit closer. And then the little girl, yeah, I've got to finish the little girl. So that would be a nice one to have up for Christmas. Next we have Swan Lake by Owl Forest Embroidery. I'm stitching this on the linen that it came with, which is a 32 count Belfast by Svargart. This is the box. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Come in a bit closer. Yeah. So that's what it looks like. Just get it out. That way. And this is what I've done so far, and it comes with a needle minder as well. So that's the needle minder it comes with the swan on it. Let me move the needle out of the way so you can actually see that. Can you see the nice swan? So they all come with a needle minder and a needle. And this is what I've done so far. Now, the way I'm filming this means that it is quite see-through. So yes, that's what I've done so far. Two of the dancers. It was my first time stitching on linen, and I didn't think I was going to manage it, but in the end it is okay. Once you get the hang of it, it's fine. So yes, I like this one. It's a nice little one as well. Well, little, but a lot of stitching in it. It is going to take a while to do, I think. And it's stitched with all the floss from Owl Forest Embroidery, because it came in this little box, and it's the whole kit. So it's their flosses as well, which are quite nice. An example, I've got this one, and they're variegated threads as well, so that it gives a quite nice. That's nice blue. Yeah, so all the flosses are from them. Okay. This next one is a French one. It is called La Magie de Noël, and it's by Les Brodeuses Parisiennes. So this is what it will look like. So you stitch the back bit there with the rabbit, the little girl, and all the back, and so it's a kit as well, and you get this box with the lights and the thing round. I don't know what you call that, but you get, and the wreath as well that's in here, and the presents are here. So once you finish stitching, I'm losing my words here. you stick it to the back of the board and then put this thing around it with the lights and the Christmas presents, and so it makes a nice little, they call this a vitrine in French, so it's a nice little display to put out at Christmas as well. This one my husband bought for me. He took me to this little shop and bought it for me. Yeah. And so this one, where have I put it? Oh yeah, sorry, it's in here. Yes, sorry. And it's still in the hoop because I didn't take it out the hoop, but you can see what I've done on it. I don't really know the colour of them. I know it's a 14 count. No, it's an 18 count. Sorry, it's an 18 count, but I don't really know what the colour is. I'm sorry. It looks like a mushroomy colour, doesn't it? A bit. So that's what I've done so far. So I've done the whole of the little girl rabbit and the chimney, and I moved on, and the Christmas pudding and the mum is holding, and I moved on to the mummy rabbits. So yeah. I don't think I'll have this one finished for Christmas, but one can always try. Where's the cover piece? There it is. I'll put that back in here straight away, because if not, I might lose it. There we go. So 2 more to go. Next one is called Welcome to Erebor by Country Magic Stitch. I'm stitching it on a 14 count white Ada. I have this one on Pattern Keeper, so I can show you. There it is. I can show you on here what it will look like. My tablets. Whoops, excuse that. Sorry. This is what it will look like. Welcome to Erebor. It's based on the Lord of the Rings series and the Hobbit. No, sorry, the Hobbit, not the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbits. So that's Smaug in the sky, and that's, is it the Lonely Mountain? Yes, I think it's the Lonely Mountain, where Smaug evicts all the dwarves to get hold of their gold. Yeah. And this one I'm doing on Pattern Keeper, so I'm at 7.9%. And so this way round. This is what I've done so far. Yeah, so started in the middle and then moved down to do the trees at the bottom. So yes. Last one is The Fruits of Plenty. I think it was a sale in, yes, it was a stitch along in 2021, but I found it too late, so I wasn't able to do it. But so it's The Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. So this is it can be monochrome, but it's stitched in 2 different colours. I can't actually remember what the colours I'm using for it. Sorry. I'll have a look and I'll tell you next time what I'm using. I'm using 2 blues as well, but I can't remember. I haven't got them with me, so I can't tell you. And I'm buying them month by month, so I've bought January and I'm stitching January at the moment. And so this is what I've done on January so far. Yeah, so that's what I've done on January. I haven't finished it yet. I have to finish it. So yes. Right, this one. So that's it for my WIP parade for this time. I'll try and do another video end of June. I'll try and do once a month at the end of the month. If I manage to do it, because at the moment my husband is out with my 2 children, so I got a bit of time to do it, so I did it. But my husband sometimes works at the weekend, so I'm sometimes alone with the children, and it's a bit difficult to find time to do a video, especially because my son is 14 months old, so when he's around he's quite loud as well. But I'll see, I'll try and make it happen end of June, and I'll show you what I've stitched on. My plans are to pick, I think it's 5 projects, and try and stitch them 6 days throughout the month of June, so I can get some progress in at least a few of my projects. And I'm aiming to do that every time, to change projects each time so they all get touched on, and some of them hopefully finished soon, hopefully. So that's it for now, my fellow stitchers. I shall see you hopefully at the end of June with my second floss tube. I hope this floss tube was my first one. I hope it wasn't too bad. I do apologise if it wasn't. I'm not used to this. I'll probably get the hang of showing and doing things better in the future. So thank you for watching and being with me. If you like the video, please subscribe and leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you in June. Bye.